Let's talk about the test,
Yes, sir.
right? Do I have to study for this?
There's a couple different options, first of all, and that was one of the other big pushes that we made, especially post-COVID, was to have the opportunity to take it online. And that also improves the access across the state. So it enables anybody to take it at any point. There's one approved online course right now. Actually, there's two, but it's the same company. So there's a regular online, which is Boat-Ed, and then you just search for Massachusetts. And then they created another option, kind of a more of a interactive virtual tests to kind of learn and play while you go along. I feel like that was kind of geared towards a younger generation that might have a better opportunity to take the test that way. So those are the two options online. It kind of guides you through the test. You go step by step. They recommend 8 to 10 hours online. I took this test a couple of years ago, and it took me roughly 3 to 3.5 hours. So I'm not an avid boater.
So it does take a little time.
It does take a little time for sure. And you don't have to do it all at once. You could start it. I think you have, don't quote me on this, but I think it's 30 or 90 days once you start it to finish it. So you can start and come back to it as well. So that's the online avenue. And then the traditional avenue, which is the in-person, still exists. So having those U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, Power Squadron.
Wonderful group.
Absolutely. One of our members, Boatwise Marine Training, they all offer these courses in person. And then another one, which I make sure to mention, is the Harbor Masters, because the Harbor Masters offer these quite frequently, and typically the Harbor Masters will offer it for free or a very minimal charge. So that's another nice option, a nice thing that the Harbor Masters are doing as well. And those are typically around that same time frame. They'll sometimes space them out over 3 nights or something, but it's usually in that 8 to 12 hour range to get that certification. So it's NASBA approved, and it has to be approved by the state.
What's NASBA approved?
National Association of Safe Boating Law. Okay. So that's the national organization that ultimately has a kind of a oversight of a lot of the different states and approves what they're doing. So it basically keeps the boating uniform. So yes, there's some different regulations by individual state, but having that national organization to be a part of it makes sense as well. So right now, since there is only that 1 and 2 by the same company options online, we also are hoping that the state will also allow other opportunities for online testing, especially if there are some, like a Boat US Foundation is one that does it for free. So they do it in different states currently where they've been approved. So that would be a nice option to see in Massachusetts as well.